Getting global entry and TSA PreCheck is one of the easiest ways to upgrade your travel experience. Though paying $100 for global entry may seem expensive, especially if you don't travel internationally very often, which is why I recommend looking for ways to offset the cost. Hey, how's it going everyone? It's Ernest from TripAstute. In this video, I'm going to run through how you can get yourself or someone you care about global entry or TSA PreCheck through a credit card. The other day, I was at work talking to some of my coworkers. The topic of global entry came up, and one of my coworkers was complaining that he wished he didn't have to pay $100 for it. I mentioned he should consider getting a credit card to offset the fee, but his response to me was, I don't want to pay for the American Express Platinum card. It got me thinking about how this card benefit is available on so many different cards. And while we often associate the benefit with more premium travel credit cards, there are actually a lot of cards with modest annual fees that offer this benefit. So I thought I'd do a quick video on some popular cards to consider that offer a $100 global entry or TSA PreCheck credit. In case you're wondering what is global entry or TSA PreCheck, I recommend that you first check out our video on the topic. I go into much more detail on the program and process for enrollment. Also, while all the cards that I review today offer a $100 credit, they typically restrict you from using it every 4 to 5 years. This is important to know since both Global Entry and TSA PreCheck last 5 years. So theoretically, if you keep a card open over a 4-year period, you would only be able to use it once during that time period. You would then have to wait for another 4 or 5 years for the benefit to be available again, or get another card that offers the same benefit. So let's review the cards in my list. I'm grouping them into 3 different categories. We'll start with the premium travel cards, which include cards that have an annual fee of $400 or more. We'll then look at credit cards with annual fees less than $100. Finally, we'll review cards that have no annual fee in the first year. This list isn't meant to include every possible card out there, but I tried to focus on cards that are widely available and somewhat popular in the travel rewards space. We'll start with the premium cards. When we look at the premium travel credit card space, you can see that it's a common benefit across the board. American Express offers this perk on their Platinum card and Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant card. Chase offers it on their Sapphire Reserve card. Citi has several cards that offer it, including the Citi Prestige and A Advantage Executive World Elite. US Bank's Altitude Reserve provides the credit too. There are other premium cards that offer it as well, but some of these cards are a bit difficult to get, so I didn't want to clutter the list. For example, the Citi National Bank Crystal Card offers a lot of premium benefits, including a credit for global entry and TSA PreCheck. However, you have to be near a Citi National Bank branch since you have to apply in person. Another thing that I want to point out is that all of the cards in this category offer this benefit every 4 years, with the exception of the Citi cards, which is 5 years. That shouldn't make much of a difference, but it's just something to keep in mind if you're thinking about applying. Of all the choices in this list, I personally would go with American Express or Chase. While I know a lot of people like the Citi Prestige, I'm not sure it's the best choice for travelers since Citi removed most of the travel benefits on the card. Though if you're into American airline miles, then the Citi A Advantage Executive World Elite could be a card to get at some point if you're able to maximize the benefits on the card. The US Bank Altitude Reserve is also a card to consider, though it's a pain to get, which is why I'm not recommending it. I think for most people, you're better off sticking with a premium card from one of the 2 main issuers. If you're wondering why Chase and American Express seem to dominate the premium card space, check out our video on the topic. The next category of cards are the sub 100 annual fee cards. These are cards that have a much lower annual fee than the previous group. The 3 cards in this list are the Bank of America Premium Rewards, the US Bank Flex Perks Gold American Express, and the Chase IHG Rewards Club Premier. As you can see from the chart, their annual fees range from $85 to $95, and the benefit refreshes every 4 years on all the cards. Of this group, I would personally recommend the Chase IHG Rewards Club Premier. That's because the card is a hotel card that includes a free annual night every year as part of your annual fee. That means that you're essentially getting a hotel stay for only $89, which is easy to maximize under the hotel brands included in IHG. Also, if you're invested in the Chase Ultimate Rewards ecosystem, then you can transfer points from Chase to IHG since they are a travel partner. It's usually not the best travel partner to use since IHG points aren't generally worth as much as other hotel brands like Hyatt. Though it's nice knowing that you can top off your account if you're short on IHG points when booking. Of course, if you're not someone who stays at hotels or prefers to book more budget options, then this won't be useful. Both the US Bank Flex Perks Gold and Bank of America Premium Rewards are interesting cards and may be a better fit. Though there are other options, which leads me to the last group of cards. These are cards that do not charge an annual fee in the first year. This means that if you're approved for these cards, you can earn the welcome offer and start using the benefits like the global entry and TSA PreCheck credit before you are even charged the annual fee. Two cards that I think that might be worth checking out in this category are the Capital One Venture Rewards and Chase United Explorer. Both cards have an annual fee of $95 that starts after your first year of membership. I think both of these cards are great, but for different reasons. The Capital One Venture Rewards works for folks that don't want to deal with the hassle of a multi-card flexible points setup. Instead, it acts like a 2% flat rate card that allows you to apply your earned cashback toward travel purchases or point transfers to select travel partners. It also includes travel benefits and no foreign transaction fees. The card consistently offers a lucrative welcome offer as well after meeting the minimum spend requirement. The Chase United Explorer is a card that I currently have, but I rarely use. Though I keep it because it gives me free check-in bags, 2 United lounge passes, priority boarding, and access to additional award seats. The priority boarding and additional award seats are valuable to me. The welcome offer on the card fluctuates throughout the year, so keep that in mind. However, if you don't ever fly on United, then the card may not be useful to you. Like the other categories, there are several other cards in this category, like the SunTrust Travel Rewards. This card has no annual fee in the first year, then has an $89 annual fee starting in year 2. The only catch is that it's hard to get if you don't live in a location where SunTrust has a bank. As of this video, if you don't already bank with SunTrust, you can still apply for the card if you live in the following states. Also, the PenFed Pathfinder offers a global entry credit and has no annual fee. That's right, no annual fee ever. You have to join the credit union, which isn't necessarily hard, though as of this video, PenFed is not accepting new applications for this card. It looks like they're going to be re-releasing it sometime in early 2020, so you may want to keep an eye out for it if you're looking for a credit card that offers the global entry and TSA PreCheck credit with no annual fee. Lastly, it's worth mentioning that there's a card with a $199 annual fee that includes the credit. It's the Barclaycard A Advantage Aviator Silver. However, as of this video, the card is only available through a product change from the A Advantage Aviator Red card. It's really a card geared for those that are loyal to American Airlines and want to maximize miles with their program. But I thought I'd mention it in case you happen to be in that group. Finally, I want to share some quick tips for those looking to get global entry or TSA PreCheck. Number 1, get global entry over TSA PreCheck. If you're debating between the two programs, I would suggest getting global entry since it includes TSA PreCheck. Even if you only travel abroad occasionally, you're still better off getting global entry, especially if your credit card pays for it. To me, the only reason to consider TSA PreCheck over global entry is that it's easier to get and less expensive. The background check is supposedly less thorough, and the process is much easier. Again, for more information on global entry, make sure to check out our previous video on it. We go through a lot more details on the program and the application process. Number 2, consider helping family members or friends get global entry or TSA PreCheck. In order to use the credits on your credit card, you just have to use the card as your payment method when applying for global entry or TSA PreCheck. However, it doesn't mean that you can't share the love with others. If you have a family member or friend that could use a membership and you happen to have a credit card that offers a credit, you might consider gifting it to them. They would have to use your credit card when paying for the application, but I think it's a thoughtful thing to do, especially if you have multiple cards with the credit. Number 3, factor in the welcome offer and long-term viability of the card. While it may be tempting just to get a card based solely on the benefit and the welcome offer, I would encourage you to factor in the long-term benefit of having the card. For example, earlier in the video, I recommended the Chase ISG card since it's a card that you'll probably keep in the long term because of the annual hotel night reward stay. That perk is easily worth more than the annual fee, so it's a card that you'll likely want to keep even if you're not using it for everyday purchases. For more information on looking beyond welcome offers, check out our video on the topic. I truly believe that there's a balance between pursuing welcome offers and cards that bring you long-term value. Number 4, if you have a large family that travels internationally, consider mobile passport instead. If you have a large family, you may be surprised to learn that everyone needs to have their own global entry account in order to use the service when traveling together. This can be pricey. That's why I recommend checking out Mobile Passport if you're in this situation. It used to be completely free, but the app now costs $15. However, I know a lot of folks that love using it. I even know a few people with global entry that use it since the Mobile Passport line is sometimes shorter. Number 5, don't overlook business credit cards. We focus primarily on personal cards, but there are business cards that also offer this benefit. Examples are the American Express Business Platinum, Capital One Spark Miles for Business, and Chase Southwest Rapid Rewards Performance Business Card. If you're eligible for business credit cards, you'll definitely want to consider these options. Number 6, consider Clear if you're a frequent traveler. We did a video a while back on the Clear program and how it works with TSA PreCheck in case you're interested. Also, since that video, the American Express Green Card was refreshed and now offers a credit toward the program. Clear isn't a replacement for TSA PreCheck, but it can be useful if you're someone who experiences long lines at airport security even when you have TSA PreCheck. This is especially the case if you're a business traveler who tends to fly during peak hours during the week. Have you paid for Global Entry or TSA PreCheck? If so, did you use a credit card with this benefit? Also, what cards do you recommend for those looking to apply for these programs? If you're interested in applying for a new credit card, we would love it if you use our link in the video description or on our website. It's an easy way to support our channel, especially if you found our content to be valuable and helpful. Also, if you need any help with picking the right credit card or developing a card strategy, sign up for a free card consultation service. You'll basically fill out a questionnaire and schedule a 15-minute video or audio call with me to review your recommendation. We hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If so, please give us a thumbs up and consider sharing the video with others. It may not seem like much, but it really helps us with growing our channel and community. We appreciate you checking out our channel and our video. Until next time, travel safe and travel smart.